Hey, beautiful. Have you ever wondered if there are clear signs that would let you know whether or not he is actually changing after the betrayal? He's been caught, D-Day has come and gone, and you're wondering, is he changing? Is this for real? Is he just appeasing me? Like, what's going on? Well, beautiful, today I'm going to be sharing with you 7 clear signs to actually let you know that he's not really changing after the betrayal. And these are going to help many of you because you've been stuck in a vicious cycle and he's been wounding you over and over and over again. And these are some great signs to look out for that are going to give you clarity. Now, I'm saying he, but I know that I have men and women who have been betrayed and who are the unfaithful who listen to this podcast. So whether you are a woman who's been betrayed, or if you by chance are a man who has stumbled across this broadcast and you've been betrayed, today is for you, so stay tuned. Hey beautiful, welcome to Beauty Beyond Betrayal. Have you discovered your husband's been having an affair? Do you just want the pain to stop and be able to take a deep breath again? Do you find yourself up late at night Googling how to save your marriage, heal from an affair? Do you wake up with the hope that this nightmare would end only to feel crushed and humiliated because your husband acts like the affair was really your fault and now you're left obsessing with where he is and if he's seeing her again? Hey, I'm Lisa. I too was devastated when I discovered my husband was having an affair. I too felt the pain would never end and wished he would just stop the affair and we could restore our marriage. I wanted the weight of the trauma to be lifted so I could breathe again and be able to have someone, anyone, help me climb out of the dark, miry pit of despair so I could begin to heal and be confident in me again. But I kept telling myself, he won't stop seeing her. Must have been my fault. And this pain, it'll never go away. Until I found hope and healing in Christ, along with simple techniques that helped me to learn how to recover from the betrayal. In this podcast, you'll discover what betrayal trauma really is, learn simple techniques to heal and recover, and get biblical guidance to help you make the right choices as you heal from the affair so you can be free from the heartbreak and the pain and rise in confidence once again to be the woman God created you to be. So beautiful, grab your favorite latte or a glass of wine, snuggle up on the couch and focus on yourself for a few minutes. Let's dive into what it really means to rise up from the ashes of betrayal and loss into a life that you really desire. Welcome back to the show. Before we jump into today's broadcast, I have a great testimonial that I want to share with you with one of my current coaching clients that I'm working one-on-one with. She says, I just want to thank you so much, Lisa, for the way in which you've stepped into my story and my mess and have chosen to walk alongside of me, supporting me through these last 7 to 8 months. It's crazy how God can be crystal clear sometimes, as my morning and evening devotional were both about drawing and setting healthy boundaries. I'm continuing to pray and meditate on them as well as who I want to become, what I need and what I desire my marriage to be. You've been instrumental in all of this. Again, thank you for speaking biblical truth, giving me a roadmap, and helping me mend my marriage. These are just one of many, many testimonials that I receive weekly from clients that I am currently working with. And if you are one who is really struggling right now in your own personal healing journey, you don't know which way to turn, you don't know what steps to take, you've tried a few things but they're not working, maybe you tried therapy and it just didn't work, and you're like, I just feel like throwing in the towel. Well, beautiful, below in the show notes, click on the coaching information tab. Go to my website and check out the offers over there. I offer one-to-one coaching and I have spots available for June. So I'm taking new clients right now. And once those spots are gone, they're gone. So you don't want to miss out. So make sure to grab your consult. Let's get you on the books and let's get you unstuck from the betrayal, the pain, the loss, and let's get you back into a life that you truly love and desire to have. So Today, let's jump in. Grab your pen and paper. Today is going to be so good. I really wanted to outline because I've had a few women lately reach out to me and say, we've gone through the betrayal, we're dealing with all of this stuff, but I can't tell if he's really changing or not. Are there some signs I need to look out for? Are there red flags that I should be like, ding, 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 that is showing me he's really not changing? Well, today I'm going to give you 7 clear signs that he's really not changing after the betrayal. And these can be beneficial for you and your mental and emotional health. So I hope you have your pen and paper. Let's dive in. So the first red flag, so to speak, or the clear sign that you're going to look for that he's not really changing is a lack of responsibility. He's just not willing to take full responsibility for his actions. He will blame, the neighbor down the street, his boss. He'll blame the Sunday school teacher. He will blame, his situation. He'll blame his bad mood. He'll blame you. Like, it is everything. He will come up with every excuse in the book except for stepping into full responsibility. Instead of saying, you know what, you're right. I made this poor choice. I was the one who did this. I chose to watch pornography, or I chose to step into an affair. I chose the wrong moral thing, the immoral thing. I chose to make decisions that were not in line with our vows. And so if he is lacking responsibility, if he's not willing to step full-fledged into the responsibility and say, you know what, it was my poor choice and I take 100% responsibility for it, then beautiful, that is a very clear sign that he is not changing after the betrayal. Number 2 is this: there is a lack of apology. Now, listen, there's no apology and there's a lack of remorse for his actions, right? Both of those are happening, which is almost one and the same. And this shows he's just clearly not sorry for what he's done. There's no empathy for hurting you. It's still all about him. The whole world revolves around him. His sinful choices, he's still locked up in that bubble of infidelity, so to speak. Now, a genuine apology is definitely needed to rebuild trust and to begin showing empathy. And if you wonder, well, what does it mean to have a real, genuine apology? Well, below in the show notes, Episode 117, What is a True Apology After Betrayal? I have linked that for you below in the show notes. Go and take a listen to it. It'll really help you distinguish, are you receiving a true apology from him? Is he really sorry for what he's done? If not, then that is an indicator, a clear sign that he's not changing after betrayal. Number 3 is blame shifting. Now, if he is still blaming you for his porn use, he's blaming you for the affair. You were overweight. You nagged too much. You didn't give me enough sex. You were working all the time. It's always you, or he's blaming somebody else. It shows, once again, he has not taken full accountability for his actions. Thus, he is still self-centered and is still attempting to take the spotlight off of his actions. He's shifting it somewhere else because he doesn't want it to be blaring on him. He's truly not sorry for what he has done. I dealt with this early on when I was really approaching my husband and letting him know, I know you have to be seeing somebody. There has to be an affair going on. And he would shift it to me. And he would actually accuse me of having an affair. He would go, oh no, you must be the one that's having the affair. Thus, that's why you're bringing it up. I got your number. You're the one that's doing that. All the while, he was the one that was hardly ever home. He was picking fights all the time. And there were evidences. I mean, not just, hypothetical scenarios, but genuine evidence that he was having an affair. Yet, he would still shift the blame over to me or his situation, that this caused me to move in this way because he didn't want the spotlight on himself, because he didn't want to take full accountability for it. So if that is going down, listen, that's a clear sign he's definitely not changing. Number 4 is this: repeating very devastating, hurtful behavior. Listen, beautiful, if he's continuing to hurt you in the same way, despite knowing how damaging it is to you, despite knowing how bad that this is wounding you, hurting you, and he can see, actually with his eyes, like he can see the effects of this betrayal, of this pornography addiction, and yet he still continues in it. Well, the truth of the matter is, he's not sorry. See, the truth is, actions speak louder than words. Let me say that again. Actions speak louder than words. My husband could speak words all day long. I'm so sorry for what I've done. I can't believe I did this to you. Oh my gosh, I just cannot believe that I've stooped this low. I'm no good for you. Like all the words in the world. I'm going to change. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But there were never actions early on to back up those words. Beautiful, actions speak louder than words. And if he is not changing his behavior, then he's not remorseful. He doesn't have any remorse for what he's done. He's still either involved in it, he's still like entrenched in the sin, or he's just not ready to give it up. Let's just call it what it is, right? So if that is going on, that is a clear indicator for you. Number 5, minimizing your feelings. Now, again, I know I'm using he a lot here, but if you are a man that's listening to this and your wife has cheated on you, or she's even involved in pornography, yes, women deal with pornography issues as well in this day and age. Well, if that's going on, then this applies to you as well, okay? Listen, the enemy comes at us and he doesn't care if it's male or female. He just wants to destroy a child of God, right? So when it comes to betrayal, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. It's going to hit you. All right, it's just going to hit you. So minimizing your feelings, number 5. This is where your spouse downplays how you feel. You go to them, you share how you feel, yet they dismiss it and they say you're over dramatic. You are way too sensitive. Or they might look at you and go, look, it's nothing. I don't know where you're getting this from. This is nothing. You shouldn't feel that way. You're making this up. Like, no. Don't feel that way. Well, this can really make you feel like you're being overreactive or too sensitive. Thus, it causes you to question yourself and your reality. And at the end of the day, this is a form of emotional abuse. Listen, I'm going to call it as it is. It really is a form of emotional abuse because it alters your reality. The truth is, your emotions deserve validation and they deserve respect. If anyone tells you, oh, you're not allowed to feel that way, or they say you shouldn't feel that way, who are they to say that to you? Your emotions are valid. Now, I know sometimes our emotions run amok, but when we're dealing with betrayal, they're pretty accurate, I would say. And if you're feeling that way and they are telling you you're overreactive or too sensitive or too dramatic, they're minimizing your feelings, and that's a clear indicator. Number 6, there is a lack of effort to make amends. Listen, if he's not making any effort to make things right, to make the necessary changes he needs to make, or work on improving himself, the way he treats you and the relationship, then he isn't really sorry for what he's done. And he's still focused on himself. He's still in that infidelity bubble. It's all about his selfish needs, and he may not be ready to give them up. That's exactly what happened in my story. My husband, for 2.5 years, kept going back and forth between me and the affair partner. Now, there was a year of that. I had no clue that was going on. Well, a little more than a year, actually. And I had no clue. because it was hid from me, right? Very well, I might add. But then when it came out at D-Day, there was still another year where he would vacillate back and forth between me and the affair person. And he would make no effort early on to make amends. It was all about his selfish needs, and he was not ready at that point in time to give them up. There was no genuine remorse, and I will say genuine remorse involves taking steps to repair the damage that's been done and prevent it from happening again. So if there's a lack of effort to make amends, that is a huge sign that he's just definitely not changing after betrayal. All right, number 7, the last one is this. He's only doing enough to get by. Only doing enough to get by. In other words, just enough to appease you so that you'll kind of back off. Life can kind of calm down and go back to status quo, so to speak. Just enough for you to get off his back. Just enough so that, okay, he can breathe a little bit, and then he can choose whether or not he's going to go back to what he's doing, which he knows is wrong, and then continue hurting you and going back and forth. But he's only going to do enough just to get by. This is what I call little bits of behavior modification. It's not a true heart transformation. A true heart transformation is complete change. Now, this takes time. It's over a period of time. But the little bits of behavior modification, doing just enough to get by, that is a clear sign that he's really not changing after the betrayal, and it's still all about him. So what do? Well, if you're experiencing any of these clear signs, any of these red flags, then hear me out. Please take note. Take note of all of these. Step back and reevaluate your situation. Because the truth is, you may need to take a therapeutic time out, or what I call a therapeutic separation, in order to see just where his heart really is. That's what I had to do. I got to the point where I could not condone the sinful actions that he was constantly going back to. So I had to make a very painful choice. And beautiful, I'm being honest, it's not an easy choice. It is a painful choice. And unfortunately, yes, you feel the pain. Yes, it does affect you. But even if you don't make that choice, you're going to continue to get hurt if he's continuing in these cycles. So you're going to get hurt one way or the other. You just get to choose which way you're going to get hurt. Now, one is one that's going to lead to healing, and one is going to lead to suffering. The one that's going to lead to suffering is the one where you are continuing to stay in and just staying in his sinful patterns. Now, I have this saying, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. I'm going to say it again. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. We are going to experience pain when it comes to betrayal, but our suffering is optional. We don't have to stay and suffer through it. We can actually make a healthy decision for ourselves so that we can get a clear-cut answer of where our spouse's heart truly is. That's what helped me. And this will also give you a chance to heal from the damage that's been caused. It'll give you a clearer mind in which to make the healthiest choices and decisions for yourself. And it will enable you to gain strength to either move on from the relationship because they are choosing not to change and not to make the necessary amends, or they choose to change and they choose to recover and choose to reconcile and make amends. And then that helps you to decide if you're going to move toward reconciliation. But sometimes, beautiful, you just need to take note of the flags, step back and reevaluate your situation, and then make the necessary decisions that are going to lead to better emotional and mental and physical and relational health for yourself. And let's not forget spiritual health as well. So beautiful, I prayed that today's episode helped you and gave you a little clarity of how you can know if he's really changing after the betrayal. I'm praying that this helped you. And listen, if you know someone who's going through betrayal, share this out. It keeps us in the airwaves and keeps getting us in front of those who really need and deserve hope and healing after the devastating effects of betrayal. And if you need help to walk through it, you know how to grab me. In the show notes, go to the coaching information, get your free consult, and let's get you started. All right, beautiful. We'll see you again this coming Friday. Be blessed. Thanks for stopping by today and spending a little while with me. I hope you enjoyed today's show and found hope, healing, and encouragement. Please remember to subscribe to my podcast and leave a review. You can even screenshot this episode and share it on IG or Facebook stories. This is how we get the message of hope and healing out to all women who are in the midst of betrayal and loss. If you're ready to move out of the devastation of betrayal and take the next step in your healing, make sure to reach out to me and schedule your breakthrough coaching call today. Until next time, love God, live your life passionately, and always choose joy in the midst of any circumstance that you may face. Cheers to you, beautiful.